touch with all that's going on these three matches, which are wrestling simultaneously here tonight. The 1A, the 2A, and the 3A all go at the same time. And again, as we said, on a 3-year rotation, to be fair, from the Iowa High School Wrestling Association, we have each year a different set of rotations. We have this year the 2A first, and then we'll get to the 3A, then we'll get to the 1A as our starter match each time. And it may end early as it did the last time. Now we go to 112, Tim, between an undefeated wrestler, Brian Reece from Osceola, and Roger Vogel, who's tasted defeat just once in 30 matches. He's from Comanche.
Well, Brian Reece did have a tough match in the second round, a 6-4 decision. Other than that, he hasn't had too much trouble on his way to an undefeated year so far here into the finals. Roger Vogel from a great wrestling family. In fact, the Vogels really are one of the families that has brought Comanche up over the last few years to a tremendous wrestling school.
Now the Comanche wrestler Vogel has the dark, he has the blue uniform, and Brian Reece of Osceola is in the maroon.
Reece has the red band, Vogel has the green.
Around the ankles. Now on the other match right now, let's tell you what's happening there. First of all, at 1A, we have David Sterling of Clarksville against undefeated Kevin Hogan of Edgewood, Colesburg. And then in 3A, it's two Cedar Rapids wrestlers, Lance Paulsen of Kennedy and Randy Rowray of Prairie, having at it. That's 112 pounds on the other match. First takedown attempt in the AA division. A long single leg attempt by Brian Reece. It didn't quite make it. That's Vogel on the right. Now he's in it. Nice double leg.
That was a nice shot. Didn't go down to his knees at all. Hit Reece at the torso. Was able to hit the double leg, the head to the outside, and driving down for 2.
And so Vogel leads 2-0, and he's putting the clamps now on Brian Reece. Has him flattened out. State championship at 112 pounds. Reece on his feet and out, gets the escape, makes it 2-1 with 49 seconds to go. Vogel of Comanche on your right in the blue. Reece now trying to fight off a leg attack by Vogel. Vogel has the leg in the air, leading 2-1.
Reece is able to come out of the single leg
counter
and back into a single leg of his own.
Now let's see if Reece can have any better luck than Vogel did. He has just 15 seconds to do something.
Vogel's trying to put his leg down, put his foot down, hop.
A nice change, but out of bounds. Dwight Spangler says it didn't happen in bounds. Did the officials agree? They did.
Right, and it was a good call by Dwight Spangler as the knees were out of bounds, and it's the difference between college and high school. In college, all you have to have is your feet in. In high school, you have to have both knees in bounds, and Reece's were not.
Again, that's Vogel on your left at the end of the period. 2-1 in favor of Vogel of Comanche. State championship AA division. Live on Iowa Public Television. This is our annual 3-ring circus of high school wrestling from Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines. Tim Johnson calling the analysis here. I'm Doug Brown. So Reece began in the up position, puts the leg in right away.
Go now. Watch it go.
Over on the A match, Kevin Hogan from Edgewood, Colesburg leads David Sterling in the second period with a minute left, 12-6. 12-6.
We just had the reversal here with Vogel coming around, and now the man from Comanche leads 4-1. 4-1 lead for Vogel.
Roger Vogel, on his way to the championship, won 11-4, 9-5, and 11-3, so he really wasn't challenged that much coming into the final.
We have a minute and a half to go here in the second period. Vogel riding on top. He doesn't put the leg in. Uses a spiral ride.
Trying to keep the pressure on the top, but he's not going out too far because you can't go too far when you have the leg hook like that, Doug.
Back to the center with 1:05 to go. 4-1 with the man on top. That man right there, Vogel of Comanche, in charge. So Reece, the undefeated wrestler on the bottom, is going to have to figure out something here pretty quick. This is the 2A championship. But Vogel is putting on a really tough ride. He's controlled the legs.
He needs to come out.
He needs to come out to the side. I was just going to say.
Parallel right here, and so he needs to give the bottom man a chance to come up. Playing a pretty conservative game right here, Vogel is, and of course it's the state championships. He's ahead 4-1 with 30 seconds for second period, and he says, I have control and want to keep it.
And out of bounds.
No, you're out.
And we come back to the center. 27 seconds to go, with Vogel leading 4-1 and in the position of control. No such thing as riding time in high school wrestling.
On the 3A mat, Lance Paulsen is leading 5-0 with 45 seconds left in the second period over Randy Rowray of Cedar Rapids Prairie.
And there is, again, Vogel managing to control on top. There's a warning against Vogel now for failing to improve his position on top. He leads 4-1 with 10 seconds to go in the second period.
Well, that was a good call because he has failed to improve his position, and he's going to have to come out.
There's the end of the period. We're at 2A, 112 pounds. After the 112-pound matches, that's Rod Gall, who is the Osceola coach, Clark coach, and he's Brian Reese's coach. That's Michael Ashby cheering his young man Roger Vogel, who's now leading 4-1 and who has started the third period here on top again. And Reece hasn't been able to figure him out at all.
Well, he hasn't been able to get his hips out, and right there he has a chance to get his hips up. He needs to come up, needs to scoot out, but right now Vogel's back in that parallel position, and he's going to get called right here if he doesn't come out because the man from underneath just can't move.
In the 1A, Kevin Hogan leads David Sterling, undefeated Kevin Hogan, 16-7. There's a point. As you were suggesting, it was going to happen.
Well, it's pretty obvious, and he does need to come out.
So now it's 4-2.
Puts him in a position where a reversal ties it up.
And for the first time, Reece comes to his feet. Manages to come out. Just
cross face. He wasn't able to cross face hard enough. Right here is it. It's a matter of the hips. Can he hip out, cross face hard enough to get one or two? But Vogel is able to hook that back leg. That saves him some time.
Nothing yet.
We're going to get a stalemate here.
Stalemate, Red, you're down.
With 1 minute and 1 second to go.
And from that stalemate, of course, the referee's saying that there is no chance that this position is going to improve, so we're going to start over.
With Vogel, the man leading, on top. It's 4-2. And again, little excitement right on the whistle for Reece. Can he come out? Can he make the reversal? He
does.
He did. And it's tied 4-4. We have 45 seconds to go.
Stay on the leg.
But he's going to have to do something on top because an escape would break the tie.
On the single A mat, Kevin Hogan has won the state championship 16-7. Edgewood Colesburg gets a state championship out of Kevin Hogan over David Sterling from Clarksville.
This is the 2A match at 112. It's tied 4-4. And Reece, undefeated from Osceola, trying to stop the switch of Vogel. Takes him back to the mat again. He'll have to come up off the ankle or they'll call him. Reece is turned in, but
Vogel turned in, but Reece was able to stay with him, and 10 seconds to go.
If Vogel can escape in these 10 seconds, he'll win. Otherwise, we'll go to overtime. There's Vogel, who controlled the match right up to the last period. Tried the switch and was cut off by Reece. We're going to go to overtime, my friend. 1 second to go. And there it is. That means 4-4 at the end of regulation.
Over on the 3A mat, Lance Paulsen has built his lead to 7-0. Lance Paulsen, with 30 seconds left in the match from Cedar Rapids Kennedy, is going to make Coach Rick Blackwell a happy man if he holds on here for 20 seconds.
Now what we're going to have here is an overtime consisting of 1-minute periods. 3 1-minute periods. Let's see the reversal that saved it for Reece.
Well, what happened right here was that Vogel got too high, and Reece was able to come out the back door and get his 2 points.
Well, Brian Reece just stayed at it, stayed at it, stayed at it, got a penalty call against Vogel on top, and then made the reversal. So it's 4-4. We have a series of 1-minute periods now, a 3-minute match. And it's like it's a brand new match. Everything is new. What happens, you ask, if they're tied at the end of overtime? Well, there's a series of criteria. They just go down the list to find out which of the criteria is answered first, and whoever answers the criteria, starting from the top, wins the match. Here we go.
And an update, Doug. Lance Paulsen has won his 2nd state championship for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. The winner at 112 for Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Lance Paulsen.
And Dean Borg and Dick Trotter will be telling you about those matches after we finish at 112 here in the overtime between Reece and Vogel. Timeout just for a second. Roger Vogel got hit in the lip. And so he's going to be attended to by Coach Michael Ashby and some of the Comanche assistants. We'll take timeout. See how that happened. There. Head bump.
Yeah, it was the head there, and he's all right, ready to go.
In the regulation match, Reece got the first takedown and a reversal in the second period. And in the third period, Vogel did, but Reece was able to come back from a 4-1 deficit and tie it to go into overtime. Now that is Reece in the maroon uniform on the left from Osceola Clark, Roger Vogel from Comanche, Far Eastern Iowa, in the blue uniform on your right. Well, I'll tell you, if you come to the state championship match, you figure they have to be in shape to get ready for this. They're not in shape now.
And you got to be ready to go the full 9 minutes. And 9 minutes, of course, is the 6-minute regular period and then the overtime.
No score in the first period. So now we go to a second period. The choice is going to belong to Vogel. Vogel goes down. That means that Reece will have his choice in the third period. This will be 1 minute long. Reece, the riding position on top. He was able to ride well in the third period of the regulation time to prevent Vogel from escaping for a win. Both being very cautious.
Vogel, of course, choosing down there because he knows that he has the opportunity to score from underneath. But he's only got 30 seconds to do it.
And things get a little desperate, you know, when you know that you have to face a third period with the other man on the bottom. When you reach this time, 24 seconds to go, and you're still not out. One loss between them this year.
Reece not losing at all. Vogel with only 1 loss. It's a classic matchup.
Reece has the leg in, controls the arm, and is making things tough on Vogel.
It's illegal. He's got to be able to turn with it. He's got to be able to turn with it.
We're down in the last 5 seconds. So now we go to the last period. There was no score there. Reece managed to ride all the way through the end. And we'll have a chance for Reece to get out. You get into the overtime, if neither man were able to get away, you'd start with criteria, as we said. And the first criteria, just in case you're interested, is the wrestler whose opponent has been penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct shall be declared the winner. That's unlikely to happen. And then near falls, most points for near falls. Finally, you get the takedowns, then reversals. The fifth criteria is escapes. You just keep going down until you can break the tie.
What do we have here, Doug? Who wins this match?
Well, let's see. Penalized the greatest number of times for stalling, but I think that's applied to the regular match as well as the overtime. So if Reece gets out, of course, he will have an escape, and that puts him 1-up anyway. So Reece is ahead 1-0.
6-4.
6-4, yes. Now, if they would have come out a tie, it would have been Reece anyway, because Vogel was penalized for stalling.
Right.
Now 23 seconds to go. It's 6-4. Adding the overtime points to the regulation points.
Can't sit on that leg.
Right. In fact, Tim just pointed out to me that it would have been, the winner would have been Vogel, in fact, because he
had the only takedown. Doesn't matter now.
Nope. Near fall points.
Reece is going to be an undefeated state champion.
It took him to the third period to really get it together, but he finally did. Scored 4 points in the third period of the overtime and wins the state championship 8-4.
He did it in the third period of the regulation and the third period of the overtime.
That's Brian Reece from Osceola Park. Let's go to the awards ceremony for 103-pound champion. Let's go to Dean Borg to clean up some of that 112-pound business that we missed.
Well, in the single A, the champion is Kevin Hogan at that weight. Unbeaten junior from Edgewood, Colesburg, remains unbeaten, now a state champion. He was really intimidating. He came in with 5 takedowns in the first period, led his man up 5 times, and then added 3 more takedowns in the second period to go ahead 16-7, and came out the winner 16-7, riding out his opponent, David Sterling, a sophomore from Clarksville. So the champion is Kevin Hogan. Dick Trotter covered AAA. Dick?
All right, Dean, in 3A, Lance Paulsen of Cedar Rapids Kennedy came out like gangbusters. He had a takedown in the first few seconds of play, and after that it was all Paulsen as he becomes a 2-time state champion in the Kelly Green there from Cedar Rapids Prairie over Randy Rowray of Cedar Rapids Prairie. That's Paulsen, the winner, by the margin of 8-2. Doug.
Thank you, my friend. Grinnell. Let's get the 112-pound awards, the 1A class.
Fifth place, Mike O'Connor, Dyke. Fourth place, Corey Moody, Pocahontas. Third place, DJ Wade, Morning Sun. Runner-up, David Sterling, Clarksville. And the 1A 112 champion from Edgewood, Colesburg, Kevin Hogan.
The award presented by his coach. The coach of the winner gets to present all the awards. That's the 1A class, up there having the pictures taken. 112 pounds. Now coming up are the 112-pound winners in the AA class.
Presenting the Class 2A 112-pound awards, Coach Rob Dahl of Osceola Clark. Sixth place, Todd Metz, Hampton. Fifth place, John Peterson, Perry. Fourth place, Todd Neal, Mount Vernon. Third place, Steve Pladson, Walk On. Runner-up, Roger Vogel, Comanche. And the 2A 112 champion from Osceola Clark, Brian Reece.
The winner in an overtime, Brian Reece. And he went through the whole year without a loss. Undefeated. 1988-89. He'll remember this one. Those are the 6 top places in AA. Now we're going to go to AAA, the big schools. On the 2 top steps are a couple of young men from Cedar Rapids.
Presenting the Class 3A 112 awards, assistant coach Randy Firehelm of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Sixth place, Kevin Reece, Dubuque Hempstead. Fifth place, Kelly Davis, Waterloo West. Fourth place, Scott Munson, Waterloo Columbus. Third place, Brett Christensen, Iowa City West. Runner-up, Randy Rowray, Cedar Rapids Prairie. And the 3A 112-pound champion from Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Lance Paulsen.
Two-time champion, Lance Paulsen. Now let's find out about those matches that we didn't see at 119 pounds. Let's go to Dean Board.